Hey guys.
All right, sorry, I got kicked off for some reason. Can you see me?
Oh, yeah, you are back.
Okay, yeah, I'm back. All right, sorry. So it's Tuesday, June 21st, and this is Draftbit office hours, and I'm Dave, and with
I'm
me,
Amit. Oh,
that's right.
sorry, Dave.
Oh no, thank you.
I don't know the
Uh,
stick, so yeah, pardon me.
you're totally fine, dude. Um, and so anyway, we're here to answer some questions. If you guys have questions, hey Duncan, good to see you. Um, I don't recognize you, so if we know you by like a handle in the community or something, let us know. Or if you're new, welcome. If you have a question, there's a section on the side called Q&A that you can ask your questions. That way we can keep track of them, and we try to chapter our videos if we can, keep track of the questions. So, how you doing, Amit?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Uh, it's like a season has changed in India, so it's like rainy season, and it's so much better than it was a couple of weeks ago. Much colder, getting cooler. So yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Oh,
How about
good,
you?
good.
How's it on your side?
It's warming up. It's about 100 degrees today. That's Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius.
Uh-huh. I'll have to
But
get the calculator. Even I don't know that.
yeah. So it's pretty warm. Yeah, but not too bad. All right. Well, we don't have any questions yet.
Uh-huh.
I guess we
Maybe
can
people are
jump.
getting confused with the changes in the layout, the recent changes that have happened.
Could be. Yeah, yeah. There's some. Yeah, it's they've updated Crowdcast, so we've got like some things have moved around. The chat and the Q&A and everything is all on the right side now, I believe, for everyone.
Yeah,
And wait, how do you like it? You think it looks better than it was?
yeah, it does. It does look more organized.
It does.
How do you feel?
I like it. It's got some cool stuff like overlays. I don't know if you and Rahul played with it, but
Oh, we
you
didn't.
can put stuff on there. Let's see, success engineer, and then we can.
I think we lost Dave for a moment.
Yeah, I keep getting kicked off. I think. I wonder if somebody's trying to join on our account. Hold on.
Oh, maybe.
Let me check Slack real quick or something, because yeah, I don't know. I keep getting kicked off. It tells me somebody else has joined the green room.
Oh,
Uh, so I don't know
that's
if like
weird.
maybe somebody's trying to get in or something like George or I don't know.
Rahul, maybe.
Maybe yeah. You have to log in with your own account though, to be like an attendee or whatever.
Uh-huh.
What I was going to show you is I can I can put a thing on the screen. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, I can. That's cool.
Did I spell your name right?
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay,
perfect.
cool. Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of cool stuff. You can put the logo up there now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me pull up community real quick,
Yeah,
and I'll
let's go over it.
share my screen.
We've got a question
Oh, what did we do? Okay. Let's see.
from Duncan.
Okay, Duncan. I have two questions, but I will start with the first. I'm working on a screen that has a list of tags in an array. The list populates with touchable components that add the selected item to another array. That new array populates a second list that is supposed to show selected tags. I have everything working, but when I make a selection, the two lists don't update until I start typing in a text input field on the same screen. Do you know of a way to have those lists refresh automatically? I would rather not send the data to and from the backend each time if possible. Do you have any ideas about that?
I'll have to read the question again. It's like the list populates with a touchable component that adds the selected item to another array. That new array populates a second list that is supposed to show selected tags. Okay, I have everything working, but when I make a selection, The two lists do not update until I start typing in a text input field on that same screen. Do you know of a way to have those lists refresh automatically? I would rather not send the data to and from the backend each time if possible. So
All
maybe
right. Go
sorry,
ahead.
please go ahead.
No, sorry.
I was thinking if screen variables are involved, it would automatically refresh the screen, right? Because that's a state component, state thing. So that is going to update the screen. So that should work. But if it's not,
Yeah, I was going to ask if these, like, it seems like maybe these lists are on separate screens. Like he's got global variables. Can you tell us, Duncan, are you using like a global variable and are these two lists on separate screens?
Duncan is saying he could also share a link to the screen.
Yeah, share it if you want. We can pull it up, I guess. Yeah.
Same screen, screen variables.
Okay. Well, send the link and I'll pull it up.
Thank you, Duncan. I hope it's okay if we share the screen in the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, Duncan, let us know about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay. I think I can share my screen here. Okay. You can see that?
Yes, I can.
Do I need to zoom in or anything?
It looks good to me, but I think it's going to be better, right, if we have it a bit zoomed in.
Maybe that's better.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I can't see the chat, so Amit, you're gonna have to walk me through if he says anything. But um, okay, so I guess this is the list of tags,
Hmm.
and then we've got a selected tags. Let's see. All right. Okay. This is fetching data, putting it in a list, selected tags. Touchable
He's
is
saying the fetch was him trying to get the list to refresh.
okay. That's what the fetch is for. Okay. Well, so okay, where is the selected tags?
I think someone else is trying to log in with the Draftbit team account. Sorry for the interruption, guys. They will be back in a moment. I think we are having some technical difficulties. Hey, Rahul. Ooh. Rahul, do you have any idea what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even realize you were gone. I was just talking and talking and talking. All right, hold on.
I was thinking, I was opening the screen myself and I was thinking that let me just take over.
Are you clicking anything? I don't think
Oh,
you.
no, nothing. Nothing right now. I just opened it.
Okay. Yeah, now I can't get rid of this because it thinks like somebody else is signed in. Folks, this is what you get when you try beta. Let me. I wonder if I can get rid of this guy.
Rahul says, hey.
Hey, Rahul. We're having technical difficulties. Okay, so what I was saying was I'm not going to share my screen right now. This is all just jacked up. Okay, so just from what I saw, like I didn't get to finish, but it looks like he's passing one of the arrays. He's passing two arrays as variables to his as arguments to his function, but they're screen variables. So he shouldn't even need to pass that, right? Like from a custom function, you can just access your screen variables straight from within that function. So first of all, I would try not passing that data through that. Just like access it through the function. But gosh, like, sorry, I'm not sure what's going on here with the whole. I can't get rid of this other screen here. Do you see that? This big screen
yeah, I
in the
can see
middle?
that.
Yeah.
Can I share a screen and maybe this goes away?
Try it. Or like see if you can do spotlight or I don't know.
Let's see.
Hey Rahul, were you trying to log into Crowdcast with the main account and not your account? It's acting
Can
weird.
you see my screen right now?
Yeah, I can see your screen. So let's do that.
Okay. So you were talking about this fetch component on the screen?
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, uh-huh.
The
And then
selected tags, right?
yeah, I think so. And then he's like passing that data, or maybe it's yeah, he's passing like I don't think that's. I think I
He's
was looking
passing
at
the
a different
entire
fetch.
array.
Yeah, I was looking at a different fetch.
He's got selected tags, and I'm assuming the tags is the list of all the conditions and experiences.
Maybe Duncan, dude, would you like to come up and just talk us through all this? Like, I think it would be easier if we had you up here.
Oh, yes.
Okay, one sec.
Should I stop sharing my screen?
No, not yet.
All right.
Hello.
Okay.
How are you?
Hey, Duncan. Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
So,
So, as far as you guys kind of, saw, but basically you are correct that the list that you can see populated there is populated from the tags screen variable. And I appreciate your mention about not passing in the data. I'll just pull it instead in the future. But basically, once you touch one of the touchable components that's populated in this list, it removes it from that array and adds it to the other array. And basically, if you want, you could go in preview and touch one, and then basically what's supposed to happen is then that like a view just with the name of the tag is then supposed to pop into the selected tags array. Which it will do if you touch it, and then you do some other interaction. In this case, typing into the text input field, it will then update, but it just isn't updating for me automatically when you I need to update right when you press it, just be more responsive. But I don't see it doing that. The thing is, I was able to get it to do that in a different scenario, but I was unable to replicate that process. I tried replicating everything that I did there exactly, but So it's working for you for some reason, looks like.
Yeah, it did seem
It
to
worked for
work.
acceptance, but
then the
not
next
for
one's not
bullying.
working.
Can we
console?
can we console log like what that list looks like as we update it?
Yeah, we can do that. So it's being done in a function. We are adding item to an array. Okay, so this is okay.
Should I be like
This
returning the array instead and reassigning it, like creating a temporary variable in the custom function and then reassigning it, like?
that's what I was thinking because it's a state variable. A screen variable is a state variable, so we might have to create a copy of it and then send the new one back and assign that to the screen variable instead. What do you think, Dave?
I think that might. I mean, I think it's worth a shot for sure. Just pass it back and use the set variable.
And also, you want me to console the array as well? And this one has to add the item. Should I make the changes? Duncan, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. And right. So return. We are sending a new item, the new array, with all the items copied from the old array and the new item pushed into it.
Mm-hmm. Would you have to change the return type to an object array?
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I've noticed it sometimes like doesn't make a difference. I've made something that, without the return type indicated, it'll still return what I have asked it to.
Well, it will return whatever you return, but it helps Draftbit know what to expect from that return.
So just a caching thing.
Yeah.
And here we are going to filter out. So it's going to be return array dot filter item equals item name. Oh, it's item dot name, right?
Yeah.
Item is an object. It has a key name.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to return. So it's going to return the filter item. New selected tags. The new tags, the set variable selected tags is now the new selected tags.
That was just my again, something I tried to do just to get like the list to refresh it, just kind of reassign the value. But so yeah, there's some stuff on here that probably shouldn't be there, but I was just like trying everything to.
We've all been there.
Right, let me see if this works. So now it has removed everything from here as well. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the filter.
The remove by name. What I did is, it has to be not equals.
Mm-hmm.
Silly mistake from my end. Yeah.
You're the man, Amit.
Nice.
And just to add for everybody, like what he just did is not easy. Jumping into somebody's app that's already like built out and like having no idea where you are or reference and like trying to figure out how to solve it is challenging. So props.
Yeah.
To Amit.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yep.
Also, you got to deal with my, messy, C# originated code. So.
Oh, listen, it's not a problem. Like we're used to it. We're happy to help. So anytime. Is there anything else while you're here? Since you're the only one.
Yeah, actually. So I had another. You can actually pop that screen back up because there's another issue that not specifically like. I think I'll probably go with the route that we just nailed down, but I did kind of want to cover it just for the sake of knowing how to do it. But basically, similar issue. I was coming up with different ways I could pivot and do it differently. And if you make that checkbox there visible. So that is, that was going to be my other strategy. Just have them all in an array. You can select the checkbox, and then they wouldn't like populate in selected tags or anything. They'd just stay there. The only thing that was, not working about that, basically, when you select, let's say you selected acceptance, the first one, you check that checkbox, and then you started searching for a different one. It would, since acceptance was that first item in the array, no matter what, like it will continue having that first checkbox selected. We could maybe take a look to see an example of what I'm talking about, but basically it would keep that checkbox value applied to whatever the first item in the array was instead of tying it specifically to that acceptance item. So yeah, if you start typing in, I don't know, cancer or something.
It seems like that's probably because they're all referencing the same. Did you copy that checkbox or like?
No, so it's being instantiated by the list component, and then I did configure them all to just start with initial value. So they are like separated to some extent, but I think they might be tied to the index within the array. So I'm not 100% sure how it's going in the background.
Maybe. Honestly, I like the UX that you had better for the.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I just kind of was interested to see if maybe you guys know if there is a way to, work around that. If not,
there should be a way for you to do what you're saying here with like the checkboxes. Whether Amit can get it working in this short time, I don't know, but.
Yeah, I mean it's okay if it's not like really feasible at the moment, but I just was wondering if that
it can be done, right? Amit, like I know.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. It can be done. Can you tell me what the initial value? It's just the false, right here.
Yeah, I just set them all to start as false.
It's not linked to anything in your actual list or the incoming data.
No.
So yeah, it would have to be tied to some field in your data, and then that acts as a variable and it was attached to each item in that list, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now they're kind of like all getting the same data, right? No matter what, but it needs to be variable. That false value needs to be variable depending on the item.
That's what I'm thinking. So currently it's not tied to anything, so the position of the checkbox, it doesn't matter what exactly is checked at that point, because it's not tied to that particular item in the list.
So just like as far as avoiding adding new fields to the backend table or anything, could I potentially just add a key, with a Boolean key to each item in the list and then have it run off that, or like as I pull it in, just add
you would have to transform your array when you get it, add and then work from a variable, right? You'd have to then you wouldn't be using your fetch data directly. You'd have to take that array, transform it, save it to a variable, and then pull in that variable, use that variable instead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, because that array is actually a screen variable that's a combination of two fetches right now anyway, so it's not.
Sure.
Then it's going to be easy for you to add another item in each list. That's going to correspond to each checkbox. So you will have it working.
Okay. Well, if we end up going this route for the design, I can probably figure that out. So thank you.
Cool. Would you like to share anything about this app, like what it is, what you're working on?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so I'm an intern for a startup called Stigma App. It's a they have a website right now, but we're working on building out the mobile app right now. We're just creating. It's basically a platform where people can share mental health struggles and mental health issues with each other and receive support from other members of the community. So there's asks for hope, offers of hope, and thank yous, which you can go through and you can ask for hope from other users, and that gets sent out and will populate for interview for anybody who we have some selections on who can view it that you can select as you're asking, and then people can give responses, but it's all done via either video or text. So
Wow, that's really cool.
yeah,
It is.
Nice.
Yeah, I just started maybe 3 weeks ago. So, but I've pretty much taken over the Draftbit side of things. So,
you're not coming from React or JavaScript? You said something about C#.
Yeah, I mean,
where you're from?
I'm a student at Columbia College and studying game design. So I mostly work in Unity and C#, and I'm fairly competent at that. But I've never worked in JS or React before, so it's just been. I mean, but to be honest, at least until you start doing more complex actions and actually putting together, format and views and actual components, a lot of the logic is very similar to C# and any other programming language. So as far as manipulating some of the data, I can do that pretty easily. But
cool.
But yeah, that and a little research, has made what we have so far. So got a lot more to do on it, but it's going well so far. As far as just being able to jump in and use the Draftbit tools to cover all the formatting and actual view components, and then just manipulating some data on behind the scenes, like makes it accessible to me with 5 hours of practice instead of like a week. So
of course, yeah. So you're happy so far with Draftbit, what you've been able to do in the time you've been using it and everything?
Definitely. And I mean, you guys have been really supportive, and these sessions always are always have some good insight. So I've been this is the second one I've gone to, and it's always just a couple people, so it's really easy to ask you guys questions and get some good feedback. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, anytime. And obviously hit us up in the community if you have other problems or whatever.
Definitely. I do have a question. Is there a set schedule on when the office hours are? I've seen a lot of them on Tuesday and Fridays, but I've seen also some on Wednesdays. So I just wasn't completely
sure. We were doing them on Tuesdays and Thursdays up until recently. So we've transitioned our Thursday office hours to like a kickoff for new users. And so now we've got one office hour Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central, and that's every week. So
cool. Good to know.
Yep. All right, dude. Well, take care. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much. I'll probably hang out and see if you guys cover anything else, but I appreciate all the help.
Awesome, man. Take care.
You too.
Take care. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. That was fun.
And that's a pretty good looking app. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Like we've had quite a few people building apps in like in that same space of like helping people and like connecting people. We've had like the guy who made the one for like Ukrainians who are looking for housing.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. And then we had the one I saw somebody else was talking about one that's like helping homeless kids or something find housing or something. I can't remember, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. I like to see people doing like, making a change with their apps instead of just making,
oh yeah,
garbage. All right. Well, what do you think we should do? Check in on community?
Oh yeah, and that's what we were about to do.
Yeah. Would you mind pulling it up just because I don't want to lose I don't want to disappear again, leave you hanging.
Let's see. And I've got like tons of tabs open. I'll just open a new window.
Me and you, brother.
I don't want it to miss. Here you go.
All right.
So this is, we should talk about this.
Sure, yeah. If anybody is interested, I guess he's revised this a little bit.
So sorry, I lost you for a bit.
Oh, no, that's okay. I stopped talking. I was reading.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, we're working on custom component definitions right now. So basically, like all the components that you see in the builder on the left when you open the drawer, like view and touchable and image and everything, those are components. So we're working on being able to create those yourself, basically. So importing packages that you need, writing all the code, and then being able to like expose all options in the configs panel and the data props. So like if you create if you have a package that you want to use, or say you have your own package, right, that you want to share with people, eventually the idea is you'll be able to make your own custom component from your package or a third-party package or whatever, and then use it in your own app as a custom component, but also share it with the community, either like in a marketplace or for free or whatever. So if that's something, if you're watching and that's something you're interested in getting in on or getting more information or trying out, like we're looking for people to help us test that out. We've been using it internally for a few weeks, and we've come up with some really cool stuff. So if you're interested, come here to the community, search for custom components. I guess we can maybe grab that link, Amit, and drop it in the
Yeah.
chat here.
Oh, absolutely. I'll just do that.
Yeah. But it's super exciting, like opens up a lot of possibilities, especially like once we get to the point where people can share these amongst each other, right? Or like make money, like have a marketplace where people can create these and then sell them for other people to use in their app.
Oh, yes. The possibilities are limitless. Even if I want to make a component that I think is going to be used in another one of my own app, even that ease of use is going to be quite a game changer for me, at least. So
definitely, because
when
there's
I
certain
have to,
things that we always use, right? Like that you always like are common in most of the apps you build.
yes. So yeah. Also, if I want to extend the functionality of something, suppose we have a date picker, and if I want to give it some another prop that I can use it as a wrapper, I can make a wrapper, give it another prop, and then try to extend the functionality of that inbuilt component. I can do that as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, so if anybody's interested, hit that up. All right, let's see what's next.
So I think Tim answered this one.
Yeah, Tim, we've discontinued our affiliate program for the moment, and I guess we'll announce if we bring that back. So
Yeah. Let's go to the next one. Editing the README file. Dave, I think you answered this one already.
yeah, we unfortunately don't have a way to update that README file, although we probably should, and or at least maybe not overwrite it after the first commit, right?
Oh yeah.
Because I think that his problem is like he's committing to GitHub and then he's changing the README outside of Draftbit, right? And then he's pushing
That
these
gets
changes.
overwritten.
Yeah, so I mean, it seems like the README should maybe just be like write once and then leave it alone or something. Talk to George about that. What do you think?
And that's what I think. If it's like, if people are given access to it in the Draftbit side of things, like the builder side of things, and if people have changed it, only commit it again if it is changed. Otherwise, don't commit it.
Right, yeah, we could do a diff or something. True.
That's up to the engineers to come up with a way to do it. Because it's just
not our
talk
problem.
from my end. The difficulties is all that they will know actually what is needed to do it.
Right. All right. So we've got Rahul helped out with that one, right? The HLS
Oh
stream.
yes.
Seems like that was working all right. I didn't know that. I wasn't sure if it would actually work, but seems like it does. So that's good. If anybody's looking to stream HLS streams, they work in the.
Directly out of the box.
Yeah, but did he use web view? Is that what he used?
Think.
Yes. Yeah, web view. I think so.
The Android preview, is it being done with a web view? I'm so sorry if I'm. If the video server supplies HLS. Advanced.
Yeah, it's web. Yeah, I'm using the web view.
Okay.
Yeah, basically embedding like whatever player it is like through the web view.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
I didn't know that this was working directly.
Yep. Good job, Rahul, on that.
As always, Rahul is on point.
Absolutely.
So this one is resolved. I think this is from Duncan. Should we go? Or should we go to the next question?
Yeah.
That's unresolved.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so
Mapbox.
has anyone successfully created a Mapbox custom component? So I need a custom Mapbox component because I need some custom design. Is there any way to achieve that in Draftbit? What do you think, Dave?
I don't know. I'm trying to read what David here said about the package. There's some package. Yeah, I have no idea about using Mapbox, so I'd have to look into it or something. At least on mobile, I've never used it. I've used it on web, but what's his last? Yeah, keep going. David says you can add a custom dev client when you need to without. Yeah, he's talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like maybe it doesn't. If he's talking about ejecting and stuff.
Yeah.
I would encourage people to just use the map components we have out of the box, unless you like need custom tiles or something. I guess that maybe that's why he wants a map box, or he's got some other kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, so, because our map component works really well for most use cases. Unless it's some really complex stuff, I think people should go with the inbuilt map component.
Definitely. All right, what's next?
Okay, so I think we answered this in the last office hours, last Tuesday, I think.
Okay.
So we've covered everything. If we have reached the last Tuesday part.
Are we surprised? I mean, I think we stay on top of it pretty well, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I guess, let's see. Rahul, are you there? Oh, I forgot to click done answering. Darn.
Oh, that would mess up the, what do we call that? I'm losing
chapter.
The chaptering, yeah.
That's okay.
All right.
I always forget about it, though. Like,
at least we have a start point for it, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
I will be okay.
Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, well, I guess I don't know. Like, if nobody else has any questions or you don't have anything you want to talk about, we've all got other stuff to do. So,
yeah. Duncan, do you have any other questions?
You've got dedicated 2-on-1 support.
Perfect.
Okay.
He's all set.
Cool. All right.
Thank you for joining us, Duncan.
Yeah, thanks, Duncan. Good luck. Your app is looking good so far. And
Yep.
let us know if you need help other than that. Thanks, Amit. It was good seeing you, as always.
Same here, Dave. Same here.
All right, man. Stay cool, and we'll see everybody next time. Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Central.
Bye, guys.